Overall skill level. Even among the special grade sorcerers, Satoru is known to be the strongest sorcerer in the series, holding both immense amounts of cursed energy and a dangerously powerful technique. No one can seemingly match his skill level in the current storyline, except for the King of Curses, Sukuna. As a student, Satoru and Suguru were both considered the strongest, capable of making short work of experienced and powerful curse users. After realizing and perfecting his capabilities, Satoru's abilities vastly increased to where he was able to put Toji Fushiguro into the defensive and ultimately kill him with his strongest technique, whereas before he and Geto were no match for the renowned sorcerer killer. As he continued to grow, he eclipsed Suguru's might, to where Suguru admitted Satoru has truly become the strongest alone. Suguru also stated that Satoru had the capability of killing all of humanity by himself, which Suguru admitted was out of his own ability, and didn't even try to fight back when Satoru prepared to kill him, although Satoru ultimately relented as he was unable to kill his best friend. In the present, Satoru's might was feared by the higher-ups of the Jujutsu Society, to where Satoru could easily force them to cancel the executions of the likes of the dangerous fellow special-grade sorcerer Yuta Okotsu and the vessel of Sukuna Yuji Itadori, and he states that it would be easy for him to kill them all and overthrow the Jujutsu Society had he actually wanted to. Satoru even claimed that he could defeat Sukuna at his full power. Kenjaku and his group of special-grade cursed spirits were also wary of Satoru's power and skill, with Kenjaku admitting he couldn't defeat Gojo in direct battle. He was capable of entirely overpowering and killing Jogo, who was the strongest of the group, and simply his presence was able to force Hanami to retreat, with Gojo almost killing the special-grade cursed spirit with a single attack. When Kenjaku and his group finally developed a plan to face him in combat, despite their preparations, Satoru was still capable of easily fending off their assaults and overpowering them, leaving them astounded with how exceeding his capabilities truly were, killing Hanami and only being defeated due to Kenjaku using his past with Geto to distract him long enough for the prison realm to seal him. Master hand-to-hand combatant. Satoru, in addition to his overwhelming levels of cursed energy, is also an extremely formidable martial artist in close combat, with extraordinary physical prowess to back up his skills. Q&A with Gege Akutami revealed that Satoru is as skilled as the millennia-old Kenjaku in terms of pure hand-to-hand combat without any cursed energy. He was capable of completely overpowering Jogo in hand-to-hand combat, delivering several precise attacks on Jogo's fatal spots, and could even casually fight off and overpower both Jogo and Hanami with sheer close combat, easily countering their attacks and landing powerful hits that swiftly pummeled them into submission. In his duel with Sukuna, Satoru proved to be superior in terms of hand-to-hand combat against the immensely powerful King of Curses, who had previously demonstrated impeccable martial arts skills by simultaneously keeping both Yuji and Maki at bay, consistently being able to overwhelm Sukuna in their later exchanges while clashing their domains to deliver lethal wounds that forced his malevolent shrine to crumble within 3 minutes. Immense strength. Satoru has extraordinary physical strength to fight against powerful curses without a problem, easily causing severe injuries to Jogo with powerful punches and throwing him a considerable distance with a single kick during their fight. He was also able to easily rip out Jogo's head and later on his arm with sheer physical force, and even managed to casually rip out Hanami's roots. He could casually rip apart transfigured humans, tearing them apart limb by limb. He easily incapacitated the likes of Yuram with a single punch, which injured them to where even the use of reverse curse technique was unable to truly heal them, leaving the powerful subordinate of Sukuna still suffering a degree of pain from the lasting wound. During his fight with Sukuna, a clash between the two of them destroyed entire buildings, and Satoru proved strong enough to deal critical injuries on the King of Curses using martial arts alone, a feat that not even the strength of Yuji and Maki could achieve. With just a single burst of black flash, Satoru was able to damage Sukuna to the point where he temporarily knocked him unconscious by punching him in the heart. 2 punches from Satoru proved sufficient to temporarily stun Mahoraga. Immense speed and reflexes. Satoru is an extremely fast fighter, capable of moving faster than the eye could perceive. He managed to easily outpace Gojo, throwing almost imperceptible punches and kicks. Satoru was even able to successfully react to and dodge the attacks of someone of Toji Fushiguro's level. Satoru can also eliminate 1,000 transfigured humans in 5 minutes. He was able to move faster than Uram. A powerful and experienced sorcerer was able to react and would have killed Kenjaku quickly if Sukuna hadn't intervened. During Satoru's duel with Sukuna, he proved to be faster than the King of Curses, able to continuously outpace Sukuna in their hand-to-hand combat exchanges, repeatedly pushing him into the defense with his speed and catching him off guard at certain occasions. Satoru even kept up with Sukuna, Mahoraga, and Chimera Beast Agito simultaneously. Immense endurance. Despite rarely being put in dangerous situations, Satoru has proven himself to be overwhelmingly resilient when needed to be. When Toji Fushiguro stabbed him through the chest when he had just deactivated his infinity, Satoru showed little pain, and with cursed energy reinforcement, he was able to avoid any further damage. Even after being impaled on the throat and then savagely slashed through his body, not only did Satoru survive, but he was able to instead use the life and death experience to understand the nature of reverse curse technique and become even more powerful than he ever was. Years later, when Sukuna's malevolent shrine overpowered his unlimited void, Satoru withstood countless slash attacks from Sukuna while using reverse curse technique at full burst to heal himself instantaneously without showing any signs of pain and being affected by the blood loss and injuries, and was able to keep fighting Sukuna with great efficiency, eventually buying enough time to recover his curse technique. Great tactical intellect. Satoru is quite tactical and capable of figuring out his opponent's plan with minimum information. He has also shown to be extremely adaptable to any enemy he has ever faced so far, knowing precisely what to do to counter their techniques and find ways to defeat them. This is best displayed during his bout against Jogo, Hanami, Choso, and Mahito, where he was shown to be capable of conceiving multiple battle strategies while fighting at blinding speeds, protecting civilians, keeping property damage to a minimum, all while dodging and evading the attacks of the 4 curses. While fighting Sukuna, faced with the Malevolent Shrine's relentless attacks without his cursed technique, Satoru proved able to calmly develop an effective plan to not only survive, but also counterattack by out-healing its sure-hit attack with reverse curse technique and using simple domain to give him an opening to recover his cursed technique. He also demonstrated the great genius to change the conditions of his domain to a degree that left Atsuya Kusakabe, an expert on barrier techniques, astonished. Cursed energy manipulation. Immeasurable cursed energy. Satoru Gojo is known within the Jujutsu Society as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the world. He earned this alias due to the immense amounts of cursed energy he possesses. His cursed energy is vast enough to use a domain expansion at least 5 times in one day, while most sorcerers can only use it once. Gojo has excellent control over his cursed energy, capable of activating his domain in a split second, use reverse curse technique, and even combines positive and negative cursed energy. Gojo is also known to have 2 overarching abilities, being the first in 400 years to have both the Six Eyes and the Gojo family's limitless curse technique. Black Flash, a phenomenon that occurs when the user applies cursed energy within 0.000001 seconds of a physical hit, creating a spatial distortion that causes their cursed energy to flash black and amplifies the destructive power of the strike to the power of 2.5. Satoru managed to use Black Flash against Sukuna during their battle in Shinjuku, dealing a devastating strike when the King of Curses least expected it. It is currently unknown how many times exactly Gojo has performed Black Flash, but he has used it at least 4 times. Inherited technique. At the base level, Limitless is an innate technique which is derived from the Gojo family. This technique grants its users nigh-absolute control over space through cursed energy manipulation at an atomic level, resulting in multiple subsequent results and techniques within the overall ability. With the manipulation of space as just the base level of the technique, Limitless has 3 standard and 1 non-standard form beyond this. Infinity, Mugen. Being the neutral form of the Limitless, the Infinity is commonly known as the ability to stop, although this is a common misconception, as the true power of the infinity is to slow things down. When something attempts to hit Satoru, the person or object in question instead hits the infinity between himself and them. According to Satoru, this is the convergence of an infinite series and comes straight from the paradox of Achilles and the tortoise. Akin to the way Achilles will never catch the tortoise due to the potential, infinite amounts of finite space separating them, or how the real number 1 will never touch the real number 2 due to the infinite amount of fractions that separate them, the opponent will never touch Satoru due to the infinity between them. Satoru can decide what does and doesn't touch him, and can do so based upon mass, speed, and danger ratings. Cursed Technique Lapse. Blue, Jutsushiki Juntenao, the reinforced version of the neutral limitless. Blue is the byproduct of Gojo, amplifying the limitless and negative energy, producing a vacuum. Through these, Gojo creates a scenario where the world itself is forced to correct itself and fill in the negative space, causing all matter in the range of the commanded space to be pulled together. Cursed Technique Lapse. Maximum cursed energy output. Blue, Jutsushiki Junten Shutsuryoku Saidayao. Satoru creates a center of gravity in a specific space capable of attracting all matter, crushing it all effortlessly akin to a black hole. He can also move the point of gravity at will, augmenting its destructive capabilities greatly. Cursed Technique Reversal. Red, Jutsushiki Hantenaka. Being an inversion of blue, red has the opposite effect. Using his reversal technique to invert the properties of blue, Satoru activates the divergence of his infinity and causes an extremely powerful repulsive force, repelling all matter in its vicinity. Being an ability that is powered by positive cursed energy and formed as a reverse curse technique, the ability has 2 times the destructive ability of blue. Hollow Technique, Purple, Kiyoshiki Murasaki. An advanced technique that collides the lapse and reversal of the limitless, resulting in an imaginary mass that is launched at the target. At first, while a first and second year student of Jujutsu High, Satoru was unable to grasp the complex nature of reverse curse technique, but after being put on his deathbed during his first fight with Toji Fushiguro, Satoru, tapping into the core of cursed energy, was finally able to unlock the ability to not only heal himself, but also make the positive energy flow into the infinity, giving him access to his red and hollow purple attacks. While he has yet to master the skill of healing others, which is something that few like Sukuna and Shoko can do, by the time he became a third-year student, Satoru had mastered reverse curse technique to the point where he developed the unprecedented ability to keep a reverse curse technique flowing through his body constantly, as to keep his brain fresh, despite making constant use of the 6 eyes and the limitless, at a scale that would normally fry his brains, which also served to heal him, should any attack pierce his infinity. The maximum output of his reverse curse technique, capable of allowing him to even survive the effects of Sukuna's malevolent shrine by healing himself as quickly as the rapid-firing slashes of Sukuna's domain. Satoru's mastery over the personal applications of reverse cursed technique is such that he even had the skill to use a reverse curse technique to replenish his burnt-out curse technique after using domain expansion, a feat that was believed by most who saw it to be impossible, even for an expert of reverse curse technique on Yuta's level. Curtain. Tobari. Gojo can create a barrier that surrounds a certain area. The barrier can seal the area off from other people or a specific person wanting to get in. Anti-domain techniques. New Shadow Style. Simple Domain. Shinkajeryu. Kaniryoiki. An anti-domain technique Satoru can use to resist the can't-miss attack of any domain targeting him. Satoru normally doesn't need to resort to doing so, and Yuji didn't even know he could do it before the latter's fight with Sukuna. Unlike Yuki Tsukumo, Satoru is not suited to teach the technique to others. Falling Blossom Emotion, Raka no Jo, a secret art used as an anti-domain countermeasure. Gojo learned it when he was a kid, but didn't use it before his battle with Sukuna. Normally, this technique can nullify a domain's attacks. However, due to Sukuna's overwhelming pools of cursed energy, it only weakened the damage from Malevolent Shrine.
領域展開無料空所
Domain Expansion. Unlimited Void. Muryokujo. Satoru's Domain Expansion. It creates a metaphysical space that causes the victims to receive all kinds of stimuli and information endlessly, restraining their thought processes and actions. In terms of raw strength, Satoru's domain is equal to Sukuna's own malevolent shrine on the inside, only losing due to Malevolent Shrine's open domain that allowed Sukuna to destroy the barrier of unlimited void. Satoru's skill with his domain expansion is so great that he can precisely control the range and time of its activation for only 0.2 seconds, limiting its lasting effect on those he traps within it, and is able to freely change the conditions of Unlimited Void's barrier. Those he makes physical contact with are also immune to its effect. Six Eyes, Rikugan. Not much is known about the Six Eyes, but it is known that they play some role in the precise usage of the Limitless. It has been stated that similar to Limitless, Six Eyes is also an innate technique inherited through the Gojo family. Yuta has stated that the Six Eyes allow Satoru to reduce his cursed energy consumption from technique activation infinitesimally near to nothing, and that he will never run out of cursed energy in a fight as a result. It is uncertain whether this refers to the cost of the techniques themselves or the reduction of unnecessary loss for efficiency. His use of maximum cursed energy output seems to imply the latter. It is heavily implied that Six Eyes allows for the user to perceive the world in terms of mass, speed, energy, and so forth alongside its other effects.